This past summer, two Millsaps professors, one in biology and one in political science, led students on a 3-week study abroad course in Africa, exploring wildlife conservation and the politics behind it.
I first heard about this trip through an email, and I did not think I was going to go. I forwarded it to my mom, and I was like, this sounds fun. And she said, you're going. And I said, oh, okay. A few months later, we paid the deposit, and a month later, I had my visas, I had my vaccines, and we were on an airplane.
We met with a bunch of different nature conservatories while we were in Tanzania and also Kenya, and that was kind of the political part of it, but also we went to 4 different safaris, 1 in Kenya, 3 in Tanzania, and that was the full immersion into the African wildlife.
Trips like these count as a major experience, a graduation requirement that encourages students to seek education outside of the classroom.
You know, we have something called the major experience where you either can do research or study abroad or internship, something like that. And I already had major experiences under my belt. I had research under my belt for multiple years, but then I went to Europe on a whim with one of my best friends at the time. And this was a Millsaps study abroad trip. And as soon as I came back, I knew I wanted to go somewhere else. I didn't know it would be Africa. I didn't even know that trip existed at that point. But when I found out about it, that was definitely an option. And I knew that was my last summer to study abroad because now I'm a senior, so I just kind of jumped at the opportunity.
With just 8 people on the trip, it didn't take long for friendships and lifelong memories to form.
6 students, only 2 teachers, you really got to know each other and you're around each other like 24/7. Especially being in Africa, like we did everything together. Like we had planned to, even if we had an off day, we'd plan all to go do this or like go snorkeling, do things with tour guides. Like you really, even if you don't know them, you will get to know them and they'll become your friends.
My favorite memory, I would probably have to say it was camping in Serengeti National Park. You could actually hear the lions like roaring outside of our tent. It was just the coolest thing ever. Like, you know, you were in the Serengeti, like you were in Africa, like it's legit. And then we woke up that next morning really early trying to witness a morning hunt. So we got in our trucks, headed out, and we actually had this incredibly close encounter with a female elephant. She came right up next to our truck. It was so silent because it was super early morning. So you could literally like hear her breathing and her like ears were flapping back and forth, kind of just like warning us, like, you know, like, what are you out doing here so early?
The coolest memories that I have is only 3 of us on the trip brought like our professional cameras, like our good like Canon cameras, and so we were all like kind of battling to see who would get the best photos. But when we saw like the lions eating the elephants or the pregnant cheetah that was 5 feet away from us, or we saw lions walk through the safari trucks, and our safari drivers deliberately chose to go into the grasslands just for us to get the shot on our cameras, and then we would all compare the photos at the end of the day. And some of the photos that I have look like they're out of National Geographic, and it was absolutely insane.
I encourage people to step outside your bubble because this world has so much to offer and it's so vast. And I can't emphasize enough like how everyone just needs to jump at these study abroad opportunities because this one just surpassed my expectations. It was truly phenomenal.
This study abroad trip is just one of the many transformative learning experiences Millsaps offers. We take pride in giving every student the chance to explore the world and study it up close.